So the purpose of this video is to show you how to use pronouns that the pronoun and the antecedent agree. So your essential question is, how can I use pronouns correctly in my writing? So let's review a few definitions. Remember that a pronoun is a word that replaces a noun, like she, her, him, it. What is the antecedent? The antecedent is the word that the pronoun is replacing. So we're going to spend some time practicing this concept. You have to remember the rules to get them correct. So how do pronouns agree with their antecedent? A pronoun must agree with his antecedent in gender, so whether it's masculine, feminine, or neutral, in person, whether it's first person, second person, or third person, and in number, whether it's singular or plural. So these three ways are all on your graphic organizer that is attached to this presentation in Office 365. And you're going to want to have that open as you watch the remainder of this instructional video. And you're going to want to add the pronouns to the correct spaces on your graphic organizer as you watch the rest of the video. So pronouns by gender. So masculine pronouns, of course, he, him, and his. Feminine pronouns, she, her, and hers. And then there are many neutral pronouns that are used for both. So you can refer to yourself as I, me, my, mine. Refer to something else as it or its. You, your, they, them, their, everyone, anyone, and both. So what you're going to want to do is add these terms that are in like the red lettering. All of the pronouns go into the boxes on your graphic organizer. So you might want to pause the video here and go ahead and fill out the whole column for pronouns by gender, adding the masculine, the three masculine pronouns, the three feminine pronouns, and then the many neutral pronouns in that column. Pronouns also have to agree by person. So first person pronouns are I, me, my, and mine. And you would see those if someone is speaking about themselves. Second person pronouns are you and your. And many times you see these when, you're creating recipes, you are putting together something from an instruction manual. It'll use the word you. And then third person pronouns, it, its, he, she, him, her, they, them, their, hers, and his. So go ahead and pause this video, and you're going to want to fill in the graphic organizer for the person column for first person, where you're going to add the four first person pronouns, second person, the you and your, and then the many third person pronouns that are listed there. And then finally, pronouns also have to agree by number. So there are singular pronouns for just one person or one thing, like he, she, I, me, him, her, everyone, anyone, and neither. And then there's plural pronouns for more than one thing, they, them, their, and both. So you're going to want to take a minute and write those in addition to singular or plural pronouns like all, none, or some. Depending on how many you're talking about, it could be singular or plural, those words. So you might want to pause the video here and go ahead and fill out the column that says pronouns by number for singular, plural, and both. So now that you have your graphic organizer filled out, it's kind of important that you have that as a tool because you might need that to complete your practice. But this is basically something that you're going to use when you're trying to decide whether what you're writing is correct in agreement. So here we have an example. The kangaroo carries its joey in a pouch. Kangaroo is singular. We're only talking about one kangaroo, so we need to use its, the singular pronoun. Now, if you wanted to talk about more than one kangaroo, you would be talking about kangaroos, and then you would use their, where you could say the kangaroos carry their joeys in pouches. As long as your pronoun and your antecedent agree in gender, number, and person, then you have a good sentence. Two or more singular things that are joined by and make a plural antecedent. So you could have singular things like, the new puppy and kitten have destroyed their owner's sofa. So we use their here because we're talking about more than one singular thing. So you're going to want to be careful with things like either, neither, nor, and not only, but also. So here we have not only the Smiths, but also Louise fixed their famous squid eyeball stew for the picnic. You'll have two antecedents, which is the Smiths and Louise, but only the closer one counts. So in this example, Louise and their do not agree. So what you'd have to do would be to switch and put it closer to the pronoun. So not only the Smiths, but also Louise fixed her famous squid eyeball stew for the picnic. So you would want to use the closer antecedent, and her would match then with Louise. Or you could switch them if you wanted to use their, and not only Louise, but also the Smiths fixed their famous squid eyeball stew for the picnic. So when you have two different types, it's the closer one to the pronoun that you're going to look at for the agreement. And then finally, the tricky everyone, that pronoun is actually not plural. You would think everyone would mean more than one, right? Well, everyone, though, is still single, kind of like when we use the term team, and we still refer to that in the singular fashion because it's one team. So these are indefinite pronouns, and they're always singular even when they seem plural. So you notice as these pop up on your screen that some of these are red. We're going to add those to our graphic organizer. And you're going to want to put these with your singular pronouns. So each, either, neither, anyone, anybody, anything, everyone, everybody, everything, no one, nobody, nothing, someone, somebody, something. You have many of these on your organizer already, but we're going to add a few, like each, everybody, nobody, and someone. Because all of those are also plural, even though sometimes they seem like, or they're singular, even though sometimes they seem like they're plural, okay? Companies, organizations, departments, and school names are singular. So here's an example. One urban legend is that Tito's Taco Palace makes their burritos with kangaroo meat. So in this sentence, Tito's Taco Palace is our antecedent, and there is the pronoun. So we're saying that Tito's Taco Palace is plural here, but it is actually singular. It's one taco palace. So you need to use the word its, okay, the pronoun its, in order to make this agree, okay? So let's look at some pronouns and their antecedents and how they have to agree in person, in number, and in gender, okay? So everyone needs to complete blank work. So we're looking for a neutral third person singular pronoun because we know that everyone is one of those words that seems like it's plural, but it's actually singular. And we're looking for a third person and a neutral because everyone, it could be both, it could be either a male or female here. So we are going to say his or her. So the correct way to complete this sentence would be everyone needs to complete his or her work, okay? Let's look at the next sentence. Jasmine and Dolores completed blank project the best. So we're looking for a female third person plural pronoun. So what you could put in there is their, okay? There, it could be female or male, so that would be neutral. You can refer to their being referring to girls or to boys, okay, or a combination. So that would work. The third sentence says, each of the students brought in blank project. Each. So we're looking for a neutral third person singular pronoun. So again, we have to use his or her here because we're not sure if we're talking about a masculine or feminine student. So we need to use the term his or her. We can't use one or the other. We need to use both. Finally, over the years, the car has lost blank color. Here we're looking for neutral because a car isn't a girl or a boy, a third person pronoun, and singular. So we're going to use its here. Over the years, the car has lost its color. So hopefully by going through these different rules on pronoun and antecedent agreements and filling out your graphic organizer and going through these examples, you'll be able to complete your practice without much difficulty. Remember to refer to your graphic organizer if you need to, look for specific types of pronouns. And to help you complete the exit ticket, you would probably also need to refer to that graphic organizer. If you have questions, please reach out to me and ask, and I will be glad to help you. Good luck on your work today. And again, this is the last lesson in your pronoun unit. You'll just have to study and take the quiz then tomorrow. Good luck.